Hello, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to talk about word embedding. What is word embedding? So this is our the table of contents. We're gonna talk about word embedding. What is word embedding and how does word embedding work? And where is it used, and an overall summary and a conclusion about word embedding. Let's start. So, word embedding is a learned representation for text where words that have the same meaning have a similar representation. So what we mean is that word embedding or word vector is a numeric vector input that represents a word. So instead of the characters for the word, let's say cat, as input to your system, you would use here we have let's say a length of 500 numeric vector to represent the word cat, and every word in your vocabulary would have a unique vector associated with it. How does word embedding work? Word embedding learns the relationship between the words to construct the representation. This is achieved by the various methods. So they also approximate meaning. So how does that work? Well, based on the distributional hypothesis and semantic, which is the idea that words that are more similar to each other are going to be used together more often. So let's say cat and dog, or like man and women, are gonna be used more often with the word, let's say veterinarian, than they will be used with the word tea kettle. And the idea is that you can use that information to deduce that cat, dog, and veterinarian are more similar to each other in meaning than the cat, dog, and tea kettle. So frequency-based word embedding. Well, word embedding is frequency-based embedding vectorize the text depending on the frequency of occurrence of the words in the text or document. Prediction-based word embedding, a much more modern approach to word embedding as opposed to the frequency method. This method works in real time to capture the context while creating the embeddings. Where is word embedding used? Word embeddings are used in almost all NLP tasks these days. Well, as in like benefit, if we talk about the benefits, that word vectors are much more faster to train than it is to build models like WordNet, which also counts your semantic information but in a much more formal way, and that's built by hand for every word. It's just also like a standard approach in all modern NLP applications will use an embedding layer at some point, and often those are word embeddings. How is it used? To reduce dimensionality. To use a word to predict the words around it. They are used as input to machine learning models. Take the words, give their numeric representation, used in training or inference. Well, the most common way is as input to a machine learning pipeline of some sort. So that they take words and turn them into number, and turn them into numeric representation, and either use for training or inference. You can also use them to represent some the sort of underlying patterns in corpus pattern analysis to train them. So usually you will take your vectors and reduce them down to 1 or 2 dimensions and use that as a visualization for specific corpus, for a specific corpus pattern analysis. In conclusion, word embedding, it's an approach for representing words and documents. Word embedding or word vector is a numeric vector input that represents a word in a lower dimensional space. It allows words with similar meaning to have a very similar representation. They can also approximate meaning, just like how I talked about in this section, that we said king and queen, man or woman, are very similar to each other. They can be in a meaningful way, they can be approximated in word embedding. That's all I have for this video. Thank you for listening and watching.